What's up, guys, and welcome back to Mall Simulator. We've got yet another episode of Retail Chaos coming up next, and things are looking pretty good, but it's going to be time to open up some more stores and continue elevating our products. Very excited for this episode. Now, I will say shout out to you guys. I had no idea that we had parking meters out here, so that's a hot $2,013. We've got a second one over here, $19.94. Is there another one over here? $1,600. Are you serious? Bro, we had like $10,000 out here. Oh, we got to get level 2. We could have some VIP parking there. You want your car valeted, and we could just take everything from you. Beautiful. So we've got that there. We're making a bunch of money from our photo booth. We're making, honestly, our soda machine is really not that great. We need better items in there. We've got this thing cooking. We've got this thing cooking, and all these along here. So yeah, we've got a bunch of solid options here, but I think it's time we start turning up the heat. We definitely are going to be adding some new stores today, but we kind of have a bit of a new strategy when it comes to this. Now, I did hire a stalker for here. He's back here in the back. We did not have that at the end of the last episode. And what I think I'm going to start doing is really focusing on higher quality items. So like when we go in and we're buying products for our store, like we get this Jacost shirt here, okay? It's $40 per unit. So we're gonna take this, we throw this out on a rack, go ahead and throw it up there. We've got that thing at $75. I think that's still set from the original time that we had this, right? Yeah, so $75 there. We've got 35 bucks in profit. I would rather focus on something that's a little bit more expensive, something like this, you know, Irish skirt here for $140 per unit. We throw these down here. We take a look at this. The same thing rounded up. We've got $114 profit instead of 35. So what's the point? I mean, we might lose some sales. I want to have varied items so we can bring in a lot of different customers. But, you know, if we stick to like the top 6 to 9 highest priced items, that's where we're going to be in a lot better spot. So I do want to check out some new licenses here. We've got new licenses at the supermarket. So I'm going to get level 4. Let's get level 5. I mean, technically we can get a bunch of levels here, but let's see what we've got going on for products there. So these have some varied price, and that's the thing though, like this $80 unit price, obviously we're gonna make the most off of that, but then we've also got some pretty high priced things in here. 60 bucks for gold coffee, 55 for tempura noodle. I don't know if we just want to focus on the highest unit price or if we should just kind of have a little bit of everything. I feel like we need different price points in different areas, so maybe we'll just take like the top 6 to 9 items in the store. We do have new items in our sports store, which is kind of exciting. We got some Converses and some Vans, so I'm gonna get the top 9 of everything. Let's see how this works out. It's gonna end up being $14,600, but I'm ready to send it, babies. Oh shoot, we're gonna need a fridge here, aren't we? Hold on. Let's buy 4 fridges for $6,000, and we're gonna have a totally new supermarket that we're gonna be able to be working with. I'm gonna say we can even start up the aisles here. I don't know that we necessarily need the extra space, but it's going to be okay. It'll just look a little bit nicer. So we'll have aisles in the middle here, and then we can have the freezers off on the right side. I feel like that's usually backwards though. I feel like you're usually on the left. Most grocery stores I could think of, you'd be over on the left, but maybe I'm crazy. And I'm actually going to move this out a little bit. Let's move these over a little bit too, just to give us a little bit more space that people can walk by through here, so it's not as much of a bottleneck. But yeah, we're going to be trying this out. We're going to see what happens. I'm hoping our profit is going to go up. We've been around like a 40,000 profit per day for a while here. We haven't added anything new in a little bit, so we're going to see if that number goes up, and we're definitely going to need the cold stuff. Like he took these pizzas, and I think new items, we're going to have to put those in there, and then we're going to have to reprice them ourselves. Obviously, he's not going to do the prices for us. So all these cold items will get set up along this back wall here. Kind of unfortunate it won't let us put these freezers too close together. There's got to be a little gap in between them, but that's okay. Bam, there we go. So we got to get everything cold, everything new that we didn't have before. Nutella hasn't been on the shelves before, I guess. Absolutely ridiculous, but honestly super worth it. $145 for some Nutella. That's crazy. We've got a bunch of stuff we're going to have to get out here. And what's nice is eventually when we have enough money, since we're going to go through and we're going to do every item, eventually if we have enough storage and stuff, we could make it so that every, you know, we get one of every item. It's just for right now during our growth period, I think we want to kind of prioritize the more expensive items here. 50 bucks for milk. We can make that 60 bucks. Dude, that is crazy. Got some OJ here. That's going to be a little bit more expensive. That's going to be at 73. And then last but not least, we've got our pizzas, which I'm assuming, wait, we already have pizzas here. Is this a different type of of pizza? No, that's $169. Okay. All right, so that's set up. We could get some more shelves and things as we need. Looks like everything else is looking okay so far. Ooh, our sports store is really empty. So that's what I'm saying, especially since we have our workers here. It's kind of nice because we're going to focus on the highest items. So let's focus on these 6 here. But then we know the shoes are really popular, so we can throw some extra shoes in there. And I feel like we should just buy one of everything here, and let's just get everything logged in there. Look at that. It's 10 o'clock p.m. anyway. Everything's pretty much closed. So let's make sure we've got everything set up for stock for tomorrow. And we should be able to open a brand new store. Are there any other licenses we should be looking into? Because we've got to... I mean, I kind of want to open a new store, though. I feel like the supermarket licenses are really, really cheap. Like, do we want to get this? Maybe we get this. But these unit prices, I mean, the corn dogs are good. Eggs and yogurt are a little bit cheap, but that's fine. We're going to order these 3 things, and then we can get those set up. The corn dogs, the yogurt, the everything. We'll have some more cold options for people. Bro, we all know how expensive eggs can get, too, especially. So, decent product for us. And then we're going to take this. Bro stole my corn dogs, and we can place these... in here, just like so. Oh, there's a lot of items in that. Beautiful. Let's make sure we get at least the top 6 of everything else just to make sure that we're all set up for the day tomorrow. I feel like our clothing shop, because we have the most licenses on there, is by far our most profitable thing right now, but that's all good to go there. And I'm just going to go ahead and end the day. Let's see how we did. We're going to have a $64,000 day. Okay, so we might be on to something here. Getting the more expensive per unit item is going to be pretty good. We'll see if we can keep that up, at least for the time being. And obviously, eventually over time, we're going to offer a little bit of everything. But we're going to get back in here. We're going to open this thing up. And we are going to be building a brand new store. It looks like the game store is going to be our next one. And we need $300 to be able to get there, which we should be able to get if we just check like these things. Ooh, $657 right there. Beautiful. We'll get the more expensive Kirby setups here. Technically, what is that thing called? Zerby. All right, beautiful. We'll take the Zerbies, and now we're going to be able to unlock a game store. Here we go, baby. It's orange. I was kind of expecting red, but I guess it happens is red. Oh, we could change the colors. I'm going to leave it orange. That sounds good. And this is going to be Game Stonk, baby. Who remembers that back in the day? Roaring Kitty. What a wild time COVID and everything was. So it looks like this comes with a little shelf here. We've also got a basic table gamer rug underneath there. Save 15% on Zara Mall Simulator Ultimate Robbery Road 6. Rest in peace, bro. November. The First of Us Part 2 Turbo Horizon. That is the one thing I'm kind of excited about the Ultimate Robbery Roads delay, is it means that this might be coming out earlier. And Redhead's Salvation. Got a little Ninvento. Dude, I love when they have all these random little things here. We've even got security up there. Love to see it. All right, so let's see what we've got going on for products here. Obviously, we're going to want to get some new licenses as soon as possible. So it looks like our first license, we're going to be able to sell GTA 6. But for right now, we're going to be able to get Call from Army, The First of Us, and Cat Bandicoot and Sin Trilogy. Bro, what the... This is amazing. All right, so I'm going to get these set up here. Everyone loves some Cat Bandicoot, so this is going to be priced at $169. What in the Australian prices are these? My goodness. The First of Us Part 2. Love that, too. We're going to keep with our 20% improvement. We probably could start to take a look at how things are selling and stuff, because some things I think are a little over and a little underpriced. Like, we know that people love our shoes, but it looks like... Oh, he's taking multiple Cat Bandicoots. Original 3 games remastered. Dude, Crash is so good. These actually look pretty legit, dude. Those are insane. All right, we've got some customers here. We haven't had to check anyone out in a while. There you go. Couple of Cat Bandicoots and, oh, shoot, dude. I gotta fix my keyboard. It's bad. How you doing, sir? Just the Cat Bandicoot for you. You're looking for $44 back. And we've got a couple of options here. Happy gaming, sir. Thank you very much for your patronage. I think our number one thing is going to be getting more licenses. We're going to be able to get into some actual systems and stuff. That's pretty cool. We're going to need some better furniture, though. I'm going to get another shelf. That's interesting, though. So that the shelf that we have down there, or the table, I'm sorry, it's a, dude, these are really, really expensive. My goodness. It's a game table. You're meant to put the games out on it, which... Hold on a second. No, I didn't price these yet. Was not priced in right there. Shoot, let me get these really quickly before anybody else comes in. We're going to round that perfect. And would you look at this, dude? This is the closest we've been to GTA 6. Technically, today is the closest we've ever been to it. It was just sad a couple of days ago when they made us a whole lot farther. But here we go. Couple Last of Us's. Thank you so much. I mean, the First of Us's, apologies. And we've got this for $314. Let's take a look around here. It does look like we've still got stock most everywhere. We need to pay attention to the end of the day kind of like report, because it will tell us if there's a lot of items that people are missing. So that way we can see, does this more expensive item strategy work, or do we have a lot of missed opportunities? We'll see what happens, but we're going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is we are going to get a couple more of these. I just want to make the store look nice before we start expanding it really quickly. And I want to make sure that we're all set up here. Dude, EDC just started. I don't live too far from where EDC is, and it is just base. I've never been. I really want to go. I don't know why. It's literally like down the street, EDC Orlando. So I really need to go at some point. Okay, I'm gonna do a full wall of these because I care more about it looking nice than anything else, to be honest. That is pretty well managed there, Trev, but I think we need to move them over just a little bit to get them even. I do love that customers can take games and stuff even when we're moving things. That's nice. This is a pretty well-polished game. All right, here we go. A couple of Grand Theft Auto 6s for you. I can't wait till I can say that in real life. Yep, just go to pick up GTA 6. Probably not going to go pick it up from a physical retailer, but you guys know what I mean. All right, we're looking for $18 back. Beautiful. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm going to move these over here, and I'm going to get rid of this game table. I don't like the game table. It seems like a waste of money and time. Not necessarily money, but it's definitely a waste of space, so I guess technically that does kind of make it a waste of money. So we're going to get this over here. Beautiful. We're going to take this. We're going to move this. Can I box this back up? And is there a trash? I don't think I've seen a trash in this game. I'm just going to put this in this staff storage room. Can't place it here. Okay, I'm going to put it down the corner then because I don't like the game table. And what we probably should do, we've got $20,000. Let's again go through. Let's make sure that we always have at least the top items in there. Obviously, I would like more, but we're going to focus on the top 6 items of every store. And then that way we know we're always bringing in at least a little bit of money. And technically, it shouldn't just be the top 6. Technically, we should go 70, 80, 60, 50, 55, 55, 60. We should go with the top items of individual price, but it's not a big deal. We're going to get these 6 here too. Beautiful. And we're going to spend almost all of our money. But that way we've got items in every store and we're all good to go. So now we just gotta chill for a moment, gotta let our workers, let our stockers, let everyone do their things, and we're gonna be able to outfit this game shop here in a minute. It's interesting because technically game shop was our next thing, but if we look at this, tech store was the next thing. So we're getting real techie today. It's going to be good. Hopefully, we're going to make a lot of money. I'm at least going to try to organize this a little bit here so it can look nice. And we've got our last one, our Call of Duty, which actually, that comes out in a couple days, doesn't it? I'm excited to play a campaign. I don't know how much multiplayer I'm going to be playing, but all right. We've got $15,000. We're definitely going to want a console table. And then we're also going to want the new products. So the next license is going to be stuff that I think we're going to need the console table for. Let's go ahead and buy that. We're going to have to buy consoles, DualSense controllers, and portals. But then I think we're also going to need a console table. So we need about $6,000 to make this work. Come on, people. Long as we're keeping our inventories in decent shape over here. And that's the thing. We can kind of bounce back and forth a little bit over time. Like this is kind of a low time, low inventory. We're kind of struggling a little bit, but then once we, get on our feet with the game store, we can kind of let stuff run a little bit, and then we can, $2,000 right there. That's amazing. But then we can spend a bit more time making sure everything's stocked up and everything else. But we're at least going to have this ready to go for tomorrow. So we're going to purchase all of this here. We're going to get this console table set up over here in the corner. Let's get it nice and even with that wall there. And then we're going to have this looking nice. So I'm going to put the portal on this backside. Oh, these take up a lot of space, huh? This is going to be one of our highest priced items, too. We're at 120 unit price. Do we have that anywhere else? I know we don't have it in our grocery store. Sports Market's well, I guess we've got 140 in our clothing store because we have the most product upgrades there. 145, 150. Okay, so this is good, but it's not the best, but we are quickly going to get there. We're going to put some controllers here. My goodness, look at that. And last but not least, we've got our console. And these take up huge spots in here. This is going to take a lot for us to continually have to replenish and you know, keep those shelves stocked, but it's going to be worth it. Got all this here. Perfect. We're looking for $19 back. And bam, that should be a pretty good day, I would imagine. Let's go ahead and flip the switch here, see what we're looking like. Looks like we got $68,000. Let's grab our parking fees here. I cannot believe how much money we make from parking. How do we, oh, we haven't paid any bills or anything in a while, so we're going to do all this. We've got store rents. We were racking up the late fees there. We've got toilets. We've got billboards. I don't know how we're going to be able to get to the next level of parking. I do think that we have to replenish the soda, or the soap, sorry. So that delivers this outside of the bathroom. Do we physically, is this going to make people happier, or how does that work? I'm not sure what the point of that is. Do we have to do it in the women's side too? Yes, it looks like we do. Now, we have not provided our customers with soap up until this point, so I don't think, you know, they're going to be too pressed about it. Do we have bathrooms over here too? We do not, but I think we're going to have to do toilet paper too. So let's get one of each of these here. Oh, we can stack up toilet paper back behind the stall. Okay, so we've got 3 more stalls here. We're going to need 8 of these bad boys. Absolute nightmare scenario. I'm sorry to everyone who came and used these facilities up until this point. That is about the worst case situation. Really nice bathrooms, floor to ceiling tiles, nice floor to ceiling doors. There's no cracks where you can make awkward eye contact or anything, but the fact that there was no TP in there is quite concerning. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry, ladies. You guys have really had an extra hard time with this. No soap to wash your hands. Just an absolutely dastardly establishment that we were working at here. Wanted to upgrade and buy more PlayStation 5s. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to lock it in with the toilet paper here, and we're going to be able to start up a brand new day. I will say this thing, not worth the squeeze. Juice is not worth the squeeze here, so we're going to box this up. We're going to throw this in here. Eventually, we might be able to get some higher quality products. I just feel like it just takes way too long. We do need, for machines, our photo booth does really well. $2,000, I think that's going to be worth it. Let's purchase these. Get this in here. I'll be honest, I don't even feel like the, ATM is really... $1,500. Yeah, that's worth it. Get some more ATM cash here. We can get this thing outfitted. It's nice that all these machines are just constantly working, and we can refill them every couple of days and not really worry about it. We can't hire anybody to help us out with it, but at least they are fully hands-off. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot to look at our item prices, feedback, and stuff like that too, so we're gonna have to make sure we do that at the end of today. We were just mainly looking at the total profit, which at the end of the day is the most important thing, but I think we can increase that number if we're a little bit smarter about it. So we've got that there, beautiful. And we are gonna see what our next thing is. I kind of want to get at least one more license in here. It's going to be $22,000. It's going to get us Zelda, Hogwarts Legacy, Hogarden Legal, bro, what? And Red Dead Redemption. We're going to be able to get Switches, Turbo Horizon. The X-Cube 25 or 365 is the highest priced item in here. So, hey, we've got a long-time console war. Apparently, this game is very opinionated in which one's the most important there. I also kind of want to open a tech store at some point. I feel like dumbbells could be a good option. Dude, the clothing store makes money. I'm going to go license 6 on the clothing store, and let's see what our next things are. 150, 175. Yeah, we're going to get each of these, and we're going to get these into the store and get them on the shelves. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous. Get these up here. Hold on. I didn't up the market price on these yet. People are already stealing them off the shelf, but that's exactly what we love to see. Let's get back here. We're going to get back to it, and I think the next thing we're going to get, no, not 20 bucks. Next thing we're going to get is our next upgrade in here, so we just got to save up a little bit. It is so fun just being able to, like our job is constantly like changing and flexing and ebbing and flowing and that sort of thing, and now it's like we're just a small startup GameStop here, just a little retail mom and pop game store, just doing our thing, just selling things little by little. We don't really have much to our name, but then we come out here and we've got this massive automated business where everyone's working for us and stocking and restocking and doing everything without us having to lift a finger, which is amazing. So we just constantly get to build up these little businesses. It's perfect. And we should probably be careful to make sure that we're always restocking these. So that's going to be our next thing. I'm going to do the top 6 things of each store. We'll get those restocked, and then we can we can worry about growing this mom and pop game store. Dude, we have almost sold out of PS5s here. There's one left over there, so we're gonna have to replenish that in a second. And I did just find something. I think we've had updates since the last time we played, which obviously is a good thing. I would hope that that's the case. But there's new options here in each of our shops. So like if we look at the game store, we've got licenses, product, furnitures, decorate. Did we have this before? I didn't think we had decorations before. So we can get $1 million supercar giveaways. We can get a Burger Clown bench, chrome shoe displays, vertical ball displays. Like if we buy this is going to be delivered to the front of the thing. So we could put like little ball displays, and that's going to make our shops a little bit more attractive. So I'm going to get a second one here. I want to make sure that we're keeping things nice and even. But yeah, that looks kind of cool. We're going to be able to get like I feel like plants are always good. Circular bench for $750. How big is this going to be? Can we start putting stuff in the middle of our... Yes. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. So let's put it, these two... Ooh, unfortunately, the doors are not even. So we can put it maybe somewhere like this. But now we've got a little circular bench with some plants, so we can really start making this place look a little bit fancier. We've got a wishing fountain. We've got mannequins. We've got marble shoe displays, Christmas trees. I feel like we need a Christmas tree in here, although that's pretty expensive, so we're going to hold off on that for now. But we've got that. We've also got expansions now. It's going to be able to, like the clothing store, we could expand it 4 by 4 meters. I'm assuming that's going to be going backwards, but interesting. So over time, we can make these stores a little bit bigger and have some more items, which obviously we'd be able to make a lot more money in the grand scheme of things. And it looks like our game shop has been completely ransacked, and we are not going to have any items on the shelves. So let me get through all these customers here, and we're going to get into our next big expansion for licenses. Yeah, this is crazy, dude. There's like 4 games on the shelves and 1 controller left over. So I would venture to say that this game store could potentially be our most profitable venture yet. So we're gonna buy just one of everything just to keep this thing looking nice, since this is our current objective. We're gonna get all of these guys set up, and then we're gonna be able to, since it is 10 p.m., I would say that we should think about just calling it a day, and we're going to be able to upgrade and get new products and things tomorrow. Dude, this is highly inefficient, though. We're going to have to expand this store just to be able to hold enough consoles and console accessories, because the fact that you can only get 4 items on each shelf there, 16 total on the table, is crazy. If you think about what we have in our clothing store, you've got, you know, stacks of 5 on each slot and 4 slots per shelf. This is nowhere close. Let's go ahead and end of the day, see what we got going on here. $69,697, 26K in profit, looking good. So we do have products found expensive at 39, which that's good. That's lower than we normally have. Products not found at 8. So we need to think about these numbers. Total customers 130. We could even start taking pictures here just to kind of try to keep an eye on things. But we're going to move to our next day. I feel like our inventory's looking okay. Let's buy the top 2 rows of everything. I think it's going to be somewhere around like 16, 17K. Yeah, 16.3. So we're going to go ahead and purchase that. We've got all of our different stockers and everybody that are going to be able to get those out on the shelves. So we're going to be good to go by the time we open the store tomorrow. Now let's see what we've got going on in here. Do we have enough money to be able to get into a new license? We don't. It's going to be $22,000. So we are going to have to wait a little bit, but that's fine. Again, we have to be careful, because if we focus too much on the gaming store, we're not going to have the product to keep the wheels churning on everything else. So it's better to be safe than sorry, I think. And it looks like a lot of the pizzas aren't selling. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go 10% on that. We're going to see if that works a little bit better. If there's stuff, we got to be careful. We got to make sure we're not outpricing ourselves to our customers. You know what I mean? This stuff's not selling very well, so I'm going to go 10% on that. So our next license is going to get us some Switch games. After that, we're going to be able to get more Switch games and a Switch. So I don't think we're going to need any new furniture. We could get a console table at some point, but for now we're okay. Now what's interesting as well, and I wasn't noticing this, but with each new shop that we open, it actually slows down the time up in the top right corner. So that's also, obviously, we're getting higher priced products, we're making more sales, we're getting more customers, but the time is also going slower. So that's why our days are continuing to make more and more money, which this game is just, it's fascinating, dude. It's a lot of fun. So we've got this here. Perfect. We're going to go for $36. Got another customer there for the first of us. We're looking at $17. And then we're going to be able to get into our next license here, which is, we should be able to buy it. Yeah, beautiful. We're going to be able to get Zelda. We're going to be able to get Hogwarts Legacy. We're going to be able to get Redhead Salvation. We're going to want to get these up on the shelves here. And we're also going to want to make sure that we adjust those prices right away, because I've got a feeling these are going to bring a lot of attention. So far at a 20% markup, it looks like Red Dead Redemption is the most expensive game option that we have. Interesting, bro. Everyone's saying is GTA. That is just so funny. That's ridiculous. Only on Game Station. Oh, that could be a little preview there. Maybe we're gonna have a PlayStation exclusive early. But yeah, everyone's saying, oh, is GTA 6 gonna cost $100, bro? I mean, obviously not ideal. With most games being 70, I wouldn't be surprised, and I honestly wouldn't be that mad about it when I think about games that I have sunk the most time into, and the fact that GTA 5 has been around for over a decade at this point, and it's still good. It's still fun to play. Like, if we're being real, I think most all of us would pay $100 in a heartbeat. I'm not saying I'd be happy about it, but I think it would definitely be worth it in the grand scheme of things. So now I kind of want to save some money. Dude, I feel like our game store is cashing out. We need $28.5 to be able to get the Switch. We've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla back here, Cyber Rhythm, Cosmic Clash. This is great. The other problem is we do have the option to potentially... Dude, GTA isn't selling. People are really upset about that delay. Literally nobody has taken it off the shelf. That's terrifying. But we do have the option of the tech store, I believe. Now, it's interesting because we don't have... Are there more stores? Oh, is it going to be up there? Unlocked at level 17. I'm confused, because there's no tech store set up. So really, technically, the next thing we'd be able to get would be the jeweler that's going to be unlocked at level 8 here in a minute, which I'm imagining we're going to be able to make some money off that. But then does that mean we're not going to be able to get the tech store until we get... was that originally the game store up there, and should this... I have no idea. It feels a little bit out of order, because technically the game store is what we had for a cheaper price, but the tech store is the next thing on here. But then again, then there's cosmetics, even though jeweler is going to be our next thing, so... I don't really know what their plan is there, but we got to get this game store all figured out, get it autopilot. Technically, we can't open that jewelry store next. So if we could potentially hire some people, we'd be able to get both of these things running. We'll be able to add 2 more to our repertoire, and our mall is going to be that much bigger. We've got $30,000 right now. Let's see what we've got going on. Do we want to unlock? Okay. So we do tech store, cosmetics, or a cafeteria. So these are simply... They're just placeholders. There was never going to be a jeweler there. You could just put them in whatever order you want. I'm going tech store, dude. What does that say? Much more expensive for new customers for more food court. I'm going to go tech store for sure. Beautiful. Look at this, dude. My goodness. Super promo with the girl in a bikini. Today's the day, Cyber Monday. All right, so this is going to be kind of like a little Apple store here. What are we going to be able to get for products? We're going to be able to get Samsonix's, iPair Minis, ThinBook Lights, iPair Ultra Maxes, PairPad Pros, PairBook Pros, watches. Yeah, this is our Apple store. We're even going to be able to get Vision Pros. I think that was kind of a waste to open that right now. I just kind of wanted to see it, but we might be okay. What we could do, hire a cashier in here for $7,500. Do they not spawn in here? Do they have to walk it? Wait, we still have a line here. Wait, I hired a cashier in the tech store. I'm an idiot. My bad. Okay, what about the game store? It's going to be 4.3K. We're going to be fine. We're going to be able to make that back in a second. So we're not even going to have to touch the tech store at all. The cash register in there, which is going to be nice. But the other thing is we do need to make some money and make sure we're keeping the stock up everywhere else, because it looks like we don't have a lot of money coming in at the moment. We don't have a lot of sales happening because I think we kind of got a little too focused on everything else here, and we haven't been replenishing our other stores with inventory, which is the constant risk that we're running here. Now, this store has the most inventory, so what I'm going to do is we are going to hire a cashier in here, and then we're going to take a look Take a little stroll. Yeah, we've pretty much let everything else go. This is not good. We're gonna collect all the money there. Collect the money out of our ATM. Make sure that we're putting this back in here, dude. This is stressful. And now we're gonna have to go through. We gotta make sure that everything has products. Dude, it costs $7K just for the first 5 items of our clothing store, but that's okay. I'm gonna replenish everything that I know sells really well. So like the shoes. Toys, I feel like, are pretty simple. We could just kind of do all of these, 2.1K, and then supermarket. We'll finish this once we make a little bit more money. Dude, we were literally completely empty, bro. Like, there's nothing in these. That's where we got to be careful, Trev. It can get really, really sketchy if you're not being careful. Dude, our game store is already out of stuff. How is that even possible? And we don't even have anybody to help us out in here. We've just got to straight up do it ourselves. I got to be honest, man. I really thought I was going to use my PlayStation Portable, or not. It's not a PlayStation. What is it called? Whatever this thing is in real life. That's the Sony. It's just saying games. I can't remember what it's called. I thought I was going to use it a lot more. I hardly use it. It's cool tech, I guess, but I wish you could actually have physical games on it without being connected to the internet. I feel like most places you have the internet at this point, but I wish you could actually like run stuff on it, not connect to your PlayStation. And we finally have enough money. We could probably get one of each of these for 4.2K. Dude, we're gonna be dead broke, my goodness, but we're gonna be able to set these guys up. I'm assuming this is gonna be cell phones. That's gonna be laptops there. Is this gonna be like a lower turnover but higher profit per item store, or how is this gonna work? We're gonna need another display, and I would imagine those are probably gonna be pretty expensive. The phone stands are $10,000, bro. Are you freaking kidding me? It doesn't even feel like we're making that much money from this, dude. Holy cow. So we're gonna be able to adjust these prices. Can we, I wonder if we could go for a much higher market price, because that just doesn't feel like that's very good. I'm just confused that the tables, the furniture is so expensive in here, but the products really, I mean, we're paying $120 a unit. That's, I guess, for the first option. Maybe as we get higher into the drones and stuff, it'll be way more expensive, but that just feels a little bit weird. All right, so we're gonna have to shut down this day. We are basically dead broke. Hardly, we made $77,000 though, so at least that's going up. Hardly gonna be able to pay our bills and things. Speaking of which, we probably should think about doing that. And we're gonna get this thing fired back up. We need to make enough money off of our little display things, hopefully, to be able to, we need $2,000 to be able to buy more of these. I feel like our booth here is doing so well. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase another one of these when we can. And I say we make this a little bit more expensive. Throw these in here. And I think we've got it marked up at 20% right now. We're at 143. We'll go 157. No, it was only at 10%, I think. And then it looks like we need to get some more of these things too. So what's this price stat that this was already empty? We were at 85. We were at 20% on that. So maybe we go 30%, and maybe we try 30% on this as well, and let's see how that goes. So 2 new stores added here. We do have the entire bottom floor of the mall figured out. Dude, I cannot wait to add a cinema. I'm so excited about that. Level 12, we're getting there. But this is interesting. Let's see, in terms of workers, to be able to get our tech and game stores, it's going to be 50K for the tech store and 14K for the game store. I don't understand. I think we need higher markups in here. I'm going to go 50% on everything. Let's see if that actually sells. It's just not making sense that everything is so expensive in here, from the workers to the tables to the everything else. Like, maybe we could just have way higher margins on tech, which kind of makes sense, but not really. Like, an Apple store obviously makes a lot, but we're not an Apple store. We're a tech store that's selling Apple goods, so I feel like it should be priced in, and we should be pretty thin margins, but maybe it's going to be something that as we invest more in it, we're going to make a lot more in the future, but for right now, we just kind of got to eat the cost early, and we can make more on the higher priced items later on. You know, 20% of an item that's going to cost $5,000, if we could sell that, is going to be really good. I'm going to replenish the whole gym store here just to make things look a little bit nice. I like seeing the balls in the cages and stuff, so he can get to work on that. Let's also make sure that we're keeping things stocked up everywhere else. Dude, the clothing store has gotten so expensive, though. Like, just these 2 is $7,000. Let's do these as well. We can't even afford that right now, but we're going to be able to get there here in a second. There it is. Toy shop is looking a little haggard. Honestly, our grocery store isn't bad. Game store is looking a little bad. Dude, this is rough. Looks like 20% is the sweet spot over here. Maybe we try 30%. Let's see if that keeps selling. And in the meantime, we're going to have to make sure we're keeping up with everything here. Make sure we keep products on the shelves. And we're personally going to have to fill a lot of this in since we haven't hired anybody to help us out. Dude, the games are nice, though. The consoles and everything else are a little bit disappointing. But the fact that you can get that many games on a shelf and they're that expensive is pretty dang good. Let's see. So we're at 30% here, too expensive. We're just doing a little bit of market research, trying to keep an eye on the customers that are walking in. But yeah, the games are selling like crazy. I wonder, should we tempt 30% on the games? Or we've got something good going and we don't break it? Dude, I miss Hogwarts Legacy. That, I think, is my favorite series we have ever done. I absolutely loved that. And luckily, we've got 2 spaces that opened up here. Okay. The tech store's not doing business. I think we're going to have to stick at the 20%. The only thing I can see working for this is if eventually, when we get down into some of this stuff, is this a $2,000 item? I mean, why is the HomePod? A PC, the watch, it doesn't really make, like, this would be probably the most expensive item. This would be up there. This would be up there. It's not really in that order, though, so we'll have to wait and see. But if we look at this, the cheapest item on the list is $720. If we look at the game store, it's $560. Supermarket is $80. Toy shop is $125. So that's a good sign. I think we've got a lot of growth with our tech store. The other thing we could worry about is you know, getting more licenses here is what's kind of interesting. So like tech store, get iPads and stuff is going to be $18K, but then we're going to have to get more tables, which I don't really want to do that. I feel like this wouldn't be bad here. I also feel like our clothing store is always, dude, we're going to be able to sell this stuff for crazy amounts of money. So maybe we focus on that next. Actually, I think I'm going to do it, bro. Let's jump to license 3. We're going to get some PairPods Maxes. Bro, 150 a unit. I think this tech store is finessing me, dude. That's really unfortunate. We're not going to have much money there. We're going to have to get an accessory. We're not even going to be able to put these anywhere. I was thinking these were going to be really expensive and we were going to be off on a good start, but no, we just wasted so much money. Oh, that is freaking frustrating. All right, so we had a $78,000 day, which seems to be kind of the new norm-ish. I'm gonna try clothes. I think the problem is you have to slowly build up each thing. I almost wonder if we would be better jumping to like the really high licenses here. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm curious what this one would have been, but I want to see, because these are relatively affordable. We should have got, honestly, both of these. We're going to wait till we could get 17K and we're going to see what this looks like. The problem is we really put ourselves in a hard spot here. That tech store has been the bane of my existence. We've got not a lot of stuff in there, not a lot of stuff in there. We do have a lot of stuff in these two, so we just need to make sure we're keeping the lights on with everything here. Let's grab all of our parking info, intel, incomes, the word I'm looking for, $3,000 there. We got to make sure that we're staying up to date on the products, otherwise we're going to be in trouble. That is infuriating, bro. I cannot believe we just got finessed that hard. Ooh, I didn't even look that close at this. Goodness of battle. It's got a redheaded chick and a dog on the front. Okay, yeah, that's God of War for sure. Looks like GTA is finally selling here. Beautiful, love to see that. And we've got some new PlayStation 5s, which have been selling. I'm going to try putting this at 30 because those are almost always gone. See, it should be more real-life counterparts. Like $399 for a PS5, that's a steal. But $242 for a controller makes no sense. It just... the pricing's all weird, but let's get our next level of clothing in here, and we're gonna see if we can make something happen. Just make sure we're looking okay inventory wise. Looks like everything's doing all. We bought a bunch of stuff in the grocery store, which was nice. Game store's looking good. Tech store, we got finessed so hard on this. I don't even know what phone this is. No, we're not gonna be able to put these down. Can we put any phones down? I'm not even sure. I think these are the same phones here. Yeah, okay, we're gonna wait. This thing's not making any money, but anytime that we're investing a lot into a license, it's nerve-wracking. We probably shouldn't be pushing as hard as we are, but we're gonna be fine. We're gonna get license 7 for clothing, and let's take a look at these products. Looks like that's gonna add $2,000 pants, $2,000 Havana hoodie, and patchwork jeans. And look at the prices on these. This is where we wanna be. These are gonna be some of the most expensive things. We're at $190 there. For a unit price, those are some of the most expensive things that we have in this mall, and that's where we're going to be making our money, which is crazy. So, I mean, the thin books we're not doing bad. 170 there is good. Honestly, all the tech stuff is good. It's just not selling as fast as the clothing. We've had full setups here for a really long time. So the tech store, honestly, a little bit disappointed. We didn't even name it. Hold on, we got to name this thing. Almost Apple, I guess. I don't really know what to call it, but yeah, this a little bit disappointing so far. I think we just got to get our money up to be able to make it worthwhile, but everything else is looking good so far, and we are continuing to grow. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you guys for the love of this series. Honestly, I've really been enjoying it. Looks like our ATM is out, so gonna make sure that we get that thing going. But yeah, this game's a lot of fun. You just slowly but surely building businesses. Like I said in the last episode, it does get a little bit repetitive at times, but I'm enjoying it, and if you guys are too, we could definitely keep this thing going. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you all later. Peace out.